Hi and welcome to the Mallet Cookery channel. So today I want to show you how to turn one of these really cheap fresh herbs from the supermarket, which normally only last literally a week, into a herb plant which is going to last you the entire year. So as I said, these fresh herbs from the supermarket usually last about a week. The reason for that is they are force grown over about a 20 to 25 week period. That means that the root system is very weak, the stem system is very weak as well. So there's really not much there to actually keep that plant going. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you a method to actually extend the life of the plant to last you the whole year. I'm also going to show you one of the things I do with the excess growth that we get from these plants, because they are very successful, but what we can do with that with regard to keeping it in the freezer and also using it for cooking. So the first thing we need to do when we get the plant home is repot it into a plant pot which is roughly twice the size of the pot that the plant is actually sat in. We need to do that as soon as possible. We also need to use some good quality compost. Try not to touch the stems too much, they are quite fragile. Something like parsley is more robust. The most difficult one, as I said before, is something like coriander. So we place that into our pot and then just fill in around the sides. So once we've repotted that, pressed it down nice and firm, just give it a quick water right into the centre of the plant. And the reason for that is the root system is so fragile as well that the roots initially will find it quite difficult to even go a short distance to find water. So watering right into the centre of the plant is the best thing. And then the final thing to do with it is to trim off some of this growth. Again, that root system is so fragile that it's not going to be able to maintain a plant of this size. Don't cut off too much though, because obviously we need as many leaves as possible. So once we've done that, the next thing to do is to place this on a warm windowsill within the house, and just every day or so just keep rotating it so that the plant doesn't lean too far over to one side. And within about 2 weeks this plant will then be strong enough to go outside. You're looking at sort of mild to warm weather around May, early June time to do that. If it's earlier than that, just keep it indoors until there's no risk of any frost. So when you're successful with growing the plant on, you potentially end up with a plant of this size. So this is a basil plant, again purchased from the supermarket for 49 pence, dealt with in exactly the same way as you've just seen, and then I've had to pot this on again into a large tub because of the size of it. So now we've potentially got another issue, and that is to stop the herb from actually going to seed. That means it will start flowering. If it does that, it'll concentrate more on the flowering process than it will do on leaf production. So we don't want it to do that, so what we have to do is trim it back. Now sometimes you'll be trimming this back and won't have any use for the leaves, but I just want to show you what I do with some of the excess leaves in order to preserve them so we can use them in cooking later. So all we do is just take some of the plant Okay, so I'm just going to separate the leaves now from the stalks and then wash the leaves, just rinse them in some water before I show you the next step. So the next step, we've got our washed basil leaves. I'm using a mini electric vegetable chopper to puree the leaves. You can use, just do it by hand with a knife if you want to chop them up finely. So into the electric mini chopper, I'm just going to place about 4 tablespoons of water and layer our washed leaves in there. Just do a little bit at a time. I'm just going to pulse this now for a few seconds. Add a few more, and just keep doing that until we get almost like a basil puree. So once we've got our basil puree, let's remove the blade. Take just a standard ice cube tray, and I just want to take a little bit of this puree and just fill that cup in the ice cube tray up to about halfway, and just carry on and do that with all the rest. Okay, and then once you've done that, once we've completed all of the cups in the tray, we just want to top each one of these up with water until it comes to the top. Just like that. And then obviously once the tray is full, the next thing to do is to place this into the freezer overnight. So once the herb cubes are frozen, and take a sandwich bag, obviously write on the sandwich bag which herb it is, and then we just simply transfer the cubes to the sandwich bag. Okay, just like that. So what this means now is if I'm doing an Italian dish, doing a ragu sauce, I want that little bit of extra boost, basil boost, just take one of these herb cubes from the freezer and just drop it straight in. Really convenient and a great way to preserve the herbs once you start really growing. So there you go, how to take 49p fresh herbs from the supermarket and turn them into herb plants which are going to last the entire season. As well as that, a really good tip on how to preserve those herbs in a really convenient way that we can use in cooking anytime we want. Please subscribe to the channel, and as usual, if you've enjoyed this particular video, hit that like button. Thank you very much for watching.